Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth pushing back on some media coverage that questioned the effectiveness of U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities, which cited a leaked low-confidence preliminary report. Fox News contributor Katie Pavlovich joins us now. Pete Hegseth was hot this morning.
Yes.
This is part of what he said. Listen here.
It's like in your DNA and in your blood to cheer against Trump because you want him not to be successful so bad. So let's take half-truths, spun information, leaked information, and then spin it in every way we can to try to cause doubt and manipulate the public mind over whether or not our brave pilots were successful.
So that leak was picked up and treated as if it was gospel. It was never mentioned that it was low confidence. Preliminary report. What's your sense of what's going on here?
Well, the preliminary report would have required some other context, which was completely left out of the initial CNN story. And the reporter on that story, which the White House extensively talked about today during the press briefing, Natasha Bertrand, has a long history of publishing completely false stories. She was a big proponent of the Steele dossier during the 2016 election when Trump ran against Hillary Clinton. That dossier had nothing in it that was true. She also published a story of 51 former or current intel officials, including a number of former CIA directors and DIA directors, saying that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation when common sense and the storyline up to that point proved that it was Hunter Biden's laptop. And now here we are today with them coming out and saying not that it was a preliminary report in the initial reporting, but that this was the report about what happened during these nuclear strikes. And now a couple days later, they're saying, well, it was preliminary. So the credibility here of the sources and the people who are publishing this narrative has been shot for years and years now.
Now, the report itself was not false. It just, again, it was incomplete. It was preliminary. It was low-level confidence.
And it didn't include other statements from the Israelis or the Iranians, for example,
then,
which
the
would have
CIA director has said, yeah, we believe that we obliterated it.
Right.
So what's the purpose of something like this?
Look, I can't get inside the head of the person who decided to publish this. CNN is standing by their reporting, but based on the history and the context of these false narratives that have been spun for almost a decade now, and these leaks that come from what is known as the deep state, it's very clear they're trying to not just undermine President Trump, but undermine the country in terms of the victory they had here. And the bottom line is, look, yes, of course there are questions about how effective these strikes were, whether the Iranians who've been lying for decades about their pursuit of nuclear weapons did try to move some of this material in order to continue pursuing their nuclear ambitions. However, based on the fact that this kind of narrative has been spun in disinformation coming from these media outlets for many years, it's very clear they're trying to just undermine the attack and to give President Trump some kind of negativity around this operation.
Such a strange thing to do because it's easily proven to be demonstrably different than what the initial assessment was.
I don't think that's the goal. I think the goal is to spin it at the beginning so that it seems like a negative thing, and that then you follow up with all of these statements from the IAEA, the UN, Israel, the DOD, CIA, DIA, et cetera, saying the strikes were successful, and yet that's left out of the story.
End up with a whole bunch of free-range, cage-free egg all over your face.
Indeed.
Katie, thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Compagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.